Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and then we will get into the video. So I feel like I have spoken about doing this video for such a long time and I'm finally getting around to sitting down and recording it. So this is my experience and my story with Beachbody, which is an MLM multi-level marketing company. If you don't know much about them, I'll kind of explain in brief, but I'm not going to go into loads of detail. Just a quick disclaimer, all of these things I'm going to talk about are from my experience only and my experience of working from them. And also I just want to say that I don't want to bash anyone that does work for Beachbody or any kind of MLM, because I know that it does work for some people, but it did not work for me. So with that out of the way, let's get onto it. I do have notes here, so if you see me looking down, this is what I'm looking at. But yeah, so I started Beachbody in 2018 and it was the summer holidays. I was at college at the time, at dance college, which I still am, but this was in my first year, at the end of my first year of dance college, and I'd also just become a qualified personal trainer earlier that year, so that is important information. But I signed up in the summer holidays. I remember being at my holiday club job, looking after children for hours and hours a day, and I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed aspects of it for sure, but I didn't enjoy the long hours or anything like that. So when I saw the ad for Beachbody on Instagram, I was definitely drawn in by the fact that you could work from home, all the travelling perks that you could earn, and basically everything they advertised to kind of put it on a pedestal. I was roped into all of those things. Like, that's what interested me. So I signed up, and it was actually the week before I had my breast reduction surgery, and I feel like that in itself explains a little bit of how they tend to like draw people in, because obviously I was going through this process of having the surgery, which I was paying for privately out of my own money, and as a student obviously I could not really afford that surgery, so anything that I could do to earn extra money was something that I was going to do basically. So with all of that in mind, I signed up, and what they don't really tell you is that you are basically, as a coach, it's actually no different to signing up as a customer. So you're basically signing up as a customer to then try and sell those things on, if that makes sense. So when you sign up, you pay, I think it was either 160 or 180. Both of those numbers are kind of sticking in my mind. But you pay around that amount for your starter pack, and that is a year's subscription to their fitness services on demand. So it's basically like Netflix for fitness, and they have all of their fitness programs on there, and you have access to all of them, including all the new releases that they do throughout the year for free because you paid £160. And then you also get their portion containers, and you get their one pouch of Shakeology, which is their like protein shake, and that Shakeology is literally labelled as like some kind of magic fix, like as if it's magic powder, and that is one of the things that really doesn't sort of resonate with me now. They don't tell you price wise is the fact that you have to keep spending money and putting money into the business in order to keep your coach account active, and then so that you can keep getting money back in by signing people up and through commission, things like that. And it does get so expensive. I actually dread to think the amount of money that I spent during that year, because the thought of it makes me feel a little bit sick, and I'm quite glad that I don't know the exact number, to be quite honest. But yeah, that's the one thing. I think you have to have a certain amount of points. I want to say it was like 90 points, which basically equates to £90 that you have to spend on buying either your Shakeology or, like, they had, to be fair, they had nice protein bars, but they were extortionate, I remember. And it was just so much money you had to put into it, and then they're like, you get out what you put in, but then you'd keep putting money in and you'd be getting nothing out. And then when you'd go to your upline or some kind of team leader and be like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, like I'm not getting anything back, but I'm putting so much effort and money in, and they'd just make out like you were doing something wrong still. And I feel like that was quite damaging in a way, and that is why it takes you so long to quit when you've decided that it doesn't really work for you. The point when you decide that you don't want to do it anymore and the point when you actually quit can be a really long time, and I feel sorry for the people that do get really sucked in and feel like they can't quit even when they want to, because yeah, it's just quite difficult to get out of once you're in that loop, because of all the information that is given to you about you're not working hard enough if you're not getting anything out. Like, you get out what you put in, so if you're not getting anything back, then you can't be putting enough in, even though you could literally be spending every hour, every minute doing everything that they tell you to do. And it just gets a little bit exhausting. Because it was around this time 2 years ago that I signed up for Beachbody and was starting to get into it and promoting it and everything, it keeps coming up in my memories at the moment on Time Hop, and it literally makes me cringe so much to think that I did it, and I did it for so long, and just the way you get sucked into it is like madness. And yeah, every time I see a post that comes up in my memories now, it actually cringes me out so much. And I just can't believe I did it for so long. So the other thing is that when you sign up and become a coach, the only real way to make like a decent amount of money as a coach is to sign up other coaches. So they make out like you're going to have your own fitness business, you're going to have all your own clients, but it's just not like that. So like I said, I was a fitness instructor first, and then I'd recently got my personal training qualifications, but because of college and I was dancing full time, I didn't have time to go and work in a gym and get clients that way. So I saw this as an opportunity to get my own online fitness business going, and I saw it as like a little stepping stone, or like springboard for me to create this online business. And I didn't do a whole lot of research before I signed up, which in hindsight I probably should have done, but at the same time this was before all the MLM stuff started kicking off. Like, I didn't really know what it was back then, and I feel like since then it's really like skyrocketed and a lot more people know about it. It has a lot more of a like bad stigma. This wasn't like that then, at least from the corner of Instagram that I was in back then. I guess I was just not really exposed to it as much as I am now, because now I literally get so many requests, and I'm sure a lot of people are the same, where you get multiple requests a day for people trying to get you to sign up to their MLM. And so many businesses and companies have it now, where they have this like multi-level marketing thing that just seems to get people like sucked into it. So like I said, the main way to make money as a coach is to sign up other coaches rather than signing up other customers. So what Beachbody does is they try and convince you to sign up all of your customers as like a preferred member, which basically means you're signing them up as a coach with the opportunity to start their own business through Beachbody. That is another thing that is like a bit suspect now. They make it out as if you're going to have your own business and you're going to be like self-employed and whatever, but you're not, because you're purely working for Beachbody. You're earning them money, you're making them more success than you're probably ever going to have yourself. To then get people to sign up, they provide you with all these like scripts and text that's already there for you, that you are then supposed to send on to other people that you think either might like the Beachbody services or that you think might be a good coach. And there is this kind of thing, and I've seen it in a lot of the anti-MLM videos, that they prey on vulnerable people, and they kind of promote that you then prey on vulnerable people, and you do it without even realising. So what they say is like, you want to find the person that you were when you signed up, and like how desperate you were, or how like what position you were in, and find those people, because they will be the ones that sign up. And of course they are, because you were vulnerable and you signed up to the MLM, and of course that's how it works. It's just bizarre. So all the like stories I've seen, and all the coaches that were like above me or on my team were in exactly the same like vulnerable positions. Like, there was people that had gone through breakups, like in really horrible living situations. Maybe they'd gone through like a divorce, they were a single mom, like all of these situations that are vulnerable, and then they're training you to then pry on these people and try and get them to sign up into this business. I found that some of the training was like really intense, so that we would have coach calls every, I want to say it was like Wednesday, and then sometimes there would be extra ones, or like your upline or your upline's upline would go live on Facebook, and you'd be expected to tune into that and write notes and apply all of that to your business. And some of it was useful, and some of it was literally just telling you to go out and cold message as many people as you can, which, like I said, I do not agree with at all. I think that connections you make on social media can be really genuine, and some people do just take it that bit further and just don't care about the actual connections and engagement with people, and they just care about the amount of people they have following them or the amount of people that they can reach within a certain amount of time. And sometimes it's just not worth it. Sometimes it is just worth taking a step back and trying to make genuine connections with genuine people. And that is not something that was ever really promoted in terms of trying to grow your business or anything. And yeah, some of these coach calls would be so intense and set out like ridiculous amounts of work, and you would kind of be shamed sometimes for not being able to do all of these things in your life. And there would be like students like myself, there would be like full-time mums, working mums, all of this, and so many different people, and they would all just be, I don't want to say shamed, because I feel like I was in a good team in the fact that we had a fairly positive atmosphere. There wasn't too much like hate going on, because I know that I've seen a lot of other people share their experiences of having like really mean uplines, and that just wasn't me. My upline actually quit before I did, a few months before, so I kind of felt a bit left in the limbo. And then my upline's upline also quit pretty soon after that. And then it was kind of like we were just left like so far down. So there was me and like a couple of others that were on the same level. So all the people above us had to quit, and so, but they'd not cancelled their accounts, so they were actually technically still earning money off of anything that we did, but their accounts were not active, as in they were not physically working the business. So we were kind of left to the people above that, but then of course, because these people hadn't cancelled their accounts, we were still technically belonged to them. That makes sense? It's all a bit confusing, honestly, and I don't know how I kept up with it, but I guess that's just how it works. The thing that really doesn't make sense to me now, and the fact that I probably should have thought about it before when I was in it, was that you don't have to have a single qualification to be a coach. So obviously I had my fitness qualification, so I knew a lot about the fitness industry, the fitness world. I knew the basics of like what you should and shouldn't eat, all of this stuff, and how you should exercise. And to then sign up a coach, and people have fitness coach, lifestyle coach, wellness coach in their Instagram bios and things like that, and they're not a coach. All they've done is pay for the services, and then they're getting fed through this information from people that are above them in the like pyramid, and they're just getting fed this information from people that are not professionals, that don't know what they're talking about, and have literally no experience in the fitness world other than the fact that they've been doing home workouts for however long they've been signed up for. And that to me is just craziness. So obviously I had my fitness qualifications at the time that I was a Beachbody coach, so it kind of made more sense to me at the time. But then the more time that went on, the more I realised that other people that were around me coaching did not know a single thing about fitness, and they were literally just getting it from these like workout programs, and that was where all of their knowledge was coming from. And then they would feel like they were qualified to then message people that were following them and give them fitness advice and nutrition advice, and it's just mental. Like there's a lot of things going around Instagram at the moment in particular about people not being qualified to give out fitness information and advice and everything, and this is a prime example. Like people who literally have fitness coach in their bios and they're not a coach, like, but to a normal person you would see that and think, oh, they must be qualified, like they must know what they're talking about, but they just absolutely don't. That didn't really sit right with me was the cold messaging, and that was literally just following people on Instagram, sometimes not even following them, and you would just drop into their DMs and be like, hey girl, saw that you might be interested in this, blah blah blah, and then you'd send your pitch about your challenge program or your workout plan for the month or whatever it was you were trying to get them to sign up to, and just not even making like a real connection. If they didn't follow you back, you wouldn't keep following them, and it just didn't, it was mad. Like the amount of people that I had to cold message because of the like training groups I was in, and to reach the next levels they would make sure that you were sending a certain amount of messages to a certain amount of people throughout the day and throughout the week. And I remember I found a notebook the other day, and we had like a push month where I can't remember what it was, but it was like an extra challenge for the month of, I think it was like February, and you would literally get told to send 30 to 50 messages a day for every single day in February. And I found the notebook and I'd written like all the days in, and I'd written all the usernames of the girls that I'd messaged, and it just made me feel a bit sick when I rediscovered that, because I can't believe that I was cold messaging that many people about a business that the bottom line is I didn't really believe in it, because I guess I knew from pretty early on that it was a bit of a scam, and that I would be better off doing my own thing, with my own qualifications and my own knowledge. It's so much better coming from yourself as a professional rather than coming from Beachbody, which you're then labelled as that, and then it can get the bad rep if you've followed coaches in the past that maybe gave you some false information, or you knew that they weren't qualified. Then I was then attached to that. I did also feel like, even though, so like I said, I signed up when I was just activating for my breast reduction surgery, so I had that the following week, and all throughout my recovery I was just doing all of the trainings for Beachbody and how to do it and all of this, and it was a good way to like spend the time, because obviously I couldn't do a lot, couldn't move a lot, and it was a good way for me to use the time, I guess, at the time. Obviously I didn't realise how much, like what it was going to end up as or anything, and I did feel like I was working 24/7, and you kind of glamorise that. Like on Instagram I'd be like, oh, working from home, working from my bed, or working from like wherever I was, and why is that glamorised? Like we shouldn't have to work from wherever we go from our phones. We should have certain work hours and stick to those, and it shouldn't be that, oh, you can work until whatever hour of the morning. And I would fully glamorise that. I'd be like, oh, working on my fitness business until midnight or whatever. Like that's not healthy either. There are some good things about Beachbody, like as a company. I just don't know why they need to be an MLM at the same time, because I do think on their own they would do very well. I like some of their fitness programs, I like some of their trainers and what they stand for, and they do have like qualified nutritionists and trainers to make the programs for them. So that side of the business and the company I do not have a problem with at all. I've completed multiple ones of the fitness programs, and I probably would do them again, to be honest, if I had the access to them. A lot of them are also on YouTube, so I was paying for them, and obviously a lot of people pay for them because they're still a very successful company, and there are millions of coaches and everything, and I'm sure they're doing great. But some of the whole programs are literally on YouTube. So, but yeah, I really liked the one with the step. I think I did that, like, I want to say I did the whole program twice, and I did see results from it. But the other thing is that some of their before and after photos that they post are very suspect. Like some of them you will find a photo is from like way before, or especially I've seen this a few times where people's before photos would be when they were pregnant, like, and then that was their before, and then their after would be like them shredded. Like that's not okay. Some of the before and afters on the Beachbody site, and if you just type in like Beachbody transformation photos, some of them are definitely not from the programs that they say they are, for sure. One thing about their fitness programs though that I don't agree with as much is a lot of them are labelled as quick fixes. Like one of their most popular programs is literally called 21 Day Fix, and that to me kind of promotes the idea that you do this program for 21 days and you're fixed. Like your diet is fixed, your workouts are fixed, your body is fixed, and then you don't need to do anything else after that, and you're promoting the idea that this program will just sort out your life in 3 weeks, and that's not what I want to promote as a fitness coach. I want to promote wellness and a healthy lifestyle and longevity within your fitness journey. I don't want to promote something that is supposed to fix you in a short period of time and then you don't have to do anything else ever again. I want to promote a lifestyle that people can stick to. I want to teach people how to eat healthily and get all the nutrients that they need in their diet at the same time as learning how to work out, learning proper technique, form, how to work out for your lifestyle, how to fit that into your life, and how to just maintain that. I don't want to be promoting anything that is labelled as a quick fix. I will say though, my fitness Instagram was born out of my Beachbody journey, and without that I don't know if I would be where I am now in terms of Instagram, my blog, YouTube. I literally don't know what position I would be in on social media if I hadn't started that fitness account, and it has got me places, it has opened up opportunities for me, and I'm very grateful for that. So if I have one thing out of Beachbody, it's definitely that account. It is the friends I've made and the people I've met through that account that have really got me to where I am today, and why I love social media and Instagram and all of that. So I'm definitely not knocking that side of it. It definitely taught me a lot about social media and how to use it. Ultimately, a lot of the things that I learned from Beachbody I am still using today, but in my own way, with my own actual business, not their business. And yeah, so there is that. I've met a lot of good friends that I'm still friends with through Beachbody, in terms of coaches, in terms of clients, in terms of people that I tried to cold message. Sorry if that was you. But they have then stuck with me throughout that and seen that I've gone on to do bigger and better things. So there is always a silver lining, I will say that. All in all, I think I stuck with Beachbody for a full year, roughly. I think I probably worked at it solidly, like actually trying to make a business out of it, for about 6 or 7 months. And then after that kind of realised it wasn't for me for all of the reasons that I've already mentioned, and just wanted to focus on my own fitness things. I just thought, why have I got all these qualifications in fitness and I actually do know what I'm talking about on my own, and yet I'm tied to this company that doesn't really line up with my beliefs and what I want to promote going forwards. So that is probably the main reason I left. I did also lose quite a lot of money from doing the scheme. I don't know the exact figures. It was, like I said, I quit over a year ago now, so I don't really remember the ins and outs. I've just tried to kind of block it out a little bit. But the more that I kept seeing all these anti-MLM videos, I've fallen down that rabbit hole so many times that I just wanted to make my own video about my own experience. So I hope that this was helpful to someone out there, or someone can relate to it, or even if it just opens your eyes to MLMs and what they can do and what they can be like. That is all that I wanted to achieve with this video. So yeah, if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you have experienced anything like this. If you've been here since I did Beachbody and you remember my account back then, please let me know, and I appreciate you sticking around. But yeah, I think that is it for today's video. So please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.